And the reason then that my dad's family uh, came to New York and through the island, the process of getting inducted there, the, they were already communicating with people in North Dakota. Friends or relatives, I'm not sure which one it was, but they were communicating with them. So their whole plan was then to get on a train and come to North Dakota and join with their other family and friends and get land and keep going. When they got to North Dakota, there was transportation was pretty much all horses and cars. Only a few people had cars, and and most people were homesteading then. Some had money to buy a business or a land and farm, and they just had to struggle to make ends meet. But the government was always helping. There was a lot of help at that time for food and those kinds of things to get people established. Well, they were speaking German, but I got a little story here about I used to not know one English word. I only spoke German myself personally. I'm second oldest in my family, and we were getting to the age of 5, 6 years old, and my parents realized that they had to teach us English so we could go to school, because the schools did not teach kids that did not know any English. They had to speak English. So my parents then stopped talking German and only talked English, and it wasn't very long I forgot how to talk German. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so that was a good example. But that's where that come from. No, then my dad and my mother were both living here and growing up, and they were not going to the same school, but they were going to the same church. And that's when they met, is in the church. And my dad was 25 years old, and my mother was 19 years old, and they got married. And then a year later, their first child, and then me, and 3 years later. And they bought, their parents both gave my parents some cows and some means of furniture, and they helped them buy a house and put it on the land. They moved it there, and they grew from there. And that farm is still running, and my brother has it now. He farms all the land my father left him when he died.
Do you ever go back there?
Yes, I didn't go back there too much because I wasn't in good terms with my father. But then as my family was growing and years went by, time heals things, and all of a sudden I would go back every year because my wife's family lived there and I used to live there, so it was good for us to go back and see our friends and our family in the, yeah.